This week, shares of Expedia Group jumped the most intraday in about 3 months after Susquehanna raised its target on the travel booking company to $145 from $120. The analyst expects 2024 revenue to grow at least 10% and to show margin expansion. And we're going to discuss it with the most relevant man to talk about it, the CEO of Expedia Group, Peter Kern, who announced last week that he will step down as early as May. Peter, thank you for joining us. When you think about how the stock initially reacted from the last set of earnings to the transition plan, how do you now resell the story to investors in the wake of a management transition?
Yeah, I think it's the same story. I mean, we've been working for 4 years on a transformation of the company, technologically, our brands, everything, to reset the company for the future. That was the work I was focused on. My contract's up, in April, and we felt like it was a really good time for a transition. We've rebuilt the teams. We're in a really strong place, so I don't think I have to resell the story. If they want to sell us their stock back cheap, we'll buy it, and we feel really good about how we're set up for the new year.
When people think about Expedia, one thing that investors are very concerned about is that move from post-pandemic travel spending to now a more strapped consumer, perhaps dealing with inflation again. How much do you believe that revenge spending may start to subside?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we had really robust growth out of the pandemic, and it was growth on growth on, we had years of double-digit strong growth, and a new part of the world would open. Asia was rebounding last year after the West kind of slowed down, and now Asia will slow down too. So, we expect travel growth to be solid, just decelerating as compared to some of the opening trades that were happening. And, the good thing is we were doing all the hard work on ourselves during that period, and we are in a different position internally to grow out of this. So we feel really good about where we are in terms of the business, the technology, the consumer experience. And so even if the market tailwind is not as strong, we feel like we're in a really nice place to keep growing.
How do you respond also to any threat of more competition? Another company reporting today is Airbnb, a lot of questions about whether they will expand in the booking space. How would Expedia respond?
Yeah, again, there has been plenty of competition in travel for a long time. Obviously, we have big competitors who are very good at what they do, but the nice thing for us is we spent the last 3 years rebuilding ourselves, and those companies have pretty much been going steady state, which has set us up in a new place in terms of AI and machine learning, our service experience, all the things that really impact the consumer. Our rewards program, we have a big new rewards program. Airbnb doesn't have a rewards program. Vrbo customers can get rewards. So we think we're set up competitively very well. Obviously, those are big companies. They're going to do fine too. But we felt like we made more improvements on ourselves and what we're capable of giving the consumer than our competition has.
Well, rewards, right? We're talking so much about the consumer today and the pain they may or may not feel over the next 6 to 12 months. Things like rewards, how much do they matter in an environment like this?
Well, we think rewards matter to our customers, and it's not just rewards, it's the benefits of being a member include member discounts and other kinds of service benefits. So we're really focused on getting members into our universe because they get a lot of benefit and they can find the best prices, they can make their money go farther. We have package deals that make the money go farther. So I think travel's, we're pretty confident travel's going to remain strong. There may be some trades as consumers trade out certain things, but there's lots of ways to make their dollars go farther if they're focused, if they come to the right place. And so we feel really good about that positioning, and we're not feeling a lot of consumer pullback. I think our forecast is travel will be solid. As I said, just a slightly decelerating environment.
Something that's really ailing a lot of consumers as well, I'm sure we've all felt it, that sky-high cost of traveling right now. How much do things really have to start to give to get people back on the road again?
Well, again, if you look in pockets, it's different. So, for example, car rentals got super crazy during COVID. Now the prices have come down considerably, and that's been, a headwind to our business, but prices are getting more reasonable for travelers. We're seeing units go way up, but the price come down. Air is starting to get cheaper finally, domestically first in the US, but now it's starting to spread, and generally over the world, it is, again, there may be growth in price, but it's slower. And then lodging seems to want to hold pretty well. There will definitely be pockets, I think, at the lower end of vacation rentals, at the lower end of hotels. You'll see pockets of price pressure, but the middle and top seems to be holding. So you may not get many breaks anytime soon.
You were talking about AI. A lot of companies thinking about AI right now. What does it really do for you to set you up for competition or reduce costs?
Yeah, so it does both of those things. First of all, on the consumer experience, what we've been focused on is putting AI throughout the front-end experience. Also, as we put all our technology onto one stack, we can now deploy it across any of our brands super simply. So what it does is from discovery, you're searching on ChatGPT, all the way through to how you search, how we serve up the right pictures to you, how we service you, and if you have a service problem, all of that is enabled by various kinds of AI or machine learning. And then on the efficiency side, we're experimenting with all kinds of things, how we work in the call centers to answer questions, to help our representatives do things, all kinds of repetitive tasks through the process, and even when hotels or a Verbo needs to describe themselves, maybe they're not the greatest writers, et cetera, we can use AI to help enhance what they write, to help them down that path. So there's a lot of really cool things we're experimenting with.
You were saying as you stepped down that you're ready for your own vacation. Where does the CEO of Expedia head out?
I'll take just about anything at this point, although I've traveled a lot. So I'll probably go to Italy. That's my favorite spot, but I'll take anything, right?
Peter, thank you so much for your time. That is outgoing CEO of Expedia, Peter Kern.